I say you just go live and you're like, we're in pick ban. Austin's here. Let's get into it.
Hello, everyone. We're back. We are already in pick ban. Austin has joined the cast.
Hey!
It is a not our president cast Aroni
There we
tonight.
go.
We see a Syndra ban again from 7LS. TMI going with Jace, Alawi, and Zaya, just the same as last game. And another Scion picked up for 7LS.
Nice. Another Sayonado. Sayonado. Ooh!
Sayonado.
Sayonado. That's what happens when he ults and misses and just keeps going to the third tier turret.
Okay, he hit way too many ults to be
Yeah, I
associated with me. Let's be honest.
Far, far too many L.
Oh, Trundle first pick here. This must be specifically for the top lane. Counter to the Scion.
It looks like it. I mean,
Yeah,
Trundle is really good at stealing that, just stealing so much health from Scion, because Scion's just infinite stacking health. It must be is a really good sync for Trundle. And Leona picked up for TMI once again.
That Trundle ult on the Scion in the later game team fights is going to make him huge for it, because all he has to do is ult the Scion and then go for everybody else, and he has those huge stats.
Yeah, it's interesting that TMI opted to pick up the Leona so early, too. I feel like we might just see another Morgana from Violet Sociocats, and that is a counter to Leona. And although she might not have had her best game last game, I think that's still something she's comfortable on. And with the counter pick and stuff, probably going to be picked up with a Varus again here. And that's interesting. Or a Kench. I would love to see a Kench. But yeah, the Varus again makes sense. Strong champion for Jirachi. Good utility.
Yep, doesn't look like 7LS is going to change their game plan, at least for the bottom lane. I expect to see the Morgana here once again, just to really hurt that Leona's ability to do anything in lane. Oh, the Kindred being picked up instead for the jungle. Opticator Salad, or as we know them, that other thing that they're
New
called.
Kappa Turk?
New Kappa Turk, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Got him. The obvious spam. Oh my god. I closed that Facebook chat, boyos. You won't be hearing those notifications anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
I just don't even. Yeah. So Kindred, obviously something Opticator stuff was, and the Kaisa actually picked up again for Theatrics. So putting a lot of work in on the game number 1, whipping it out. Game number 2 again. Could possibly see a lot of mid lane bans here, as neither mid laner has been picked up for either side. And Anivia being one of them.
Yeah, I think the Anivia is so frustrating to play against. Yep, there will be no Anivia walls this game. Sorry.
Oh man, thank God I don't have to donate money for those stupid walls anymore. Now it just has to be regular stupid walls.
Yeah, regular stupid walls for Scion to run into. Another Orianna ban from 7LS. Since they only have the 3 bans, I guess they're just going to stick to their game plan and ban out mid. Which seemed to be one of the tough lanes they had early on. We saw a lot of Theatrics and Rob kind of just being able to CC and take down ult instant Goku several times during that first match. So potentially trying to give it a weaker mid lane towards Rob to counter that. A Thresh ban coming out from TMI. No Hakuo today.
So as Eric just mentioned, Trundle can also put up a pillar that can block the Scion wall.
Oh, we can play that game. Oh yes, we can. We will be playing the heck out of that game. Give me like a few more minutes to get into these beers, and I will be playing that game so hard. All right, and another Ash ban from 7LS. Don't want to see CC from the Wilderness. All right, let's see. TMI gonna pick up their first champion of the second round. We should be looking at either a bottom lane or a mid laner here.
Yeah. Ooh, the Jin. Is that gonna be for Will Brooks or is that gonna be for Rob?
That's a good question.
Should be for the Will Brooks. Jin is an extremely strong champion in the bottom lane right now.
Yeah, but that is Rob's like signature champion.
Mm-hmm.
Rob played a lot of Jhin. I think this might be a Jhin mid.
A Jhin mid with a Kai'Sa jungle. Is this just going to have a 3 AD team?
Or like they go like Ziggs AD carry.
Mordekaiser bot lane.
Ziggs AD carry?
I could see Ziggs.
Malzahar AD carry. And then the Will is playing his most beloved champion.
Alistar getting picked up for 7LS. So a strong counter to Leona. If Leona engages on an Alistar, you know, all you have to do is Q and headbutt away, and good game. So, so it looks like a strong pick. Opted to not go with the Morgana this time. I think that's probably a smart pick, just because they were having some trouble on it the last time, and having that second tank is really key in at least the PMA LCS meta.
Oh, and Ziggs actually picked up for Ultra Instinct Goku here.
We miscalled the Ziggs bottom lane.
Yeah,
Boys,
unfortunately.
the Ziggs bottom lane is going for 7LS instead of TMI. They could have sniped the pick.
Maybe they know.
Maybe they know. Maybe they know something. That could have changed TMI's entire draft plan right there.
Maybe they're just like, alright, Jin's going, I don't know, who knows? Maybe they weren't even going to go Ziggs AD carry. Oh, so they don't even care they're doing the quad ADs. Oh.
Well,
Kai'Sa,
as
I
has been
think...
stated, Theatrix builds a pretty AP heavy Kai'Sa when he's in the jungle.
Yeah, but it's an explosive and high damage build with that. I don't know. They have a lot of damage on TMI's side. And two pretty strong tanks, but just, again, not a lot of peel from the side of TMI. Whereas we're going to see 7LS having a little bit more of a balanced team comp. The issue, I think, for 7LS will be is if Kindred does not come out with a couple of good stacks, they're going to have a really low range ADC on their hands. But the Varus can make up for that, potentially. Alrighty, y'all. Let me take us out of this garbage fire into our pick ban. Ah, there we are.
Got some great focus on the window. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Sorry about that. You know,
I too also enjoy seeing the bottom 3 picks of blue side.
Yes. I just haven't. I am not a professional streamer. I am a meme streamer. So if you want the memes, $72 an hour. Alright, so let's look at the lane matchups for this game. We're seeing the Scion top lane with Bad Instincts versus the Trundle. What do you guys think is going to happen in that lane?
I think it kind of depends on just how they play and who's trying to be more aggressive. I think based on how the two of them normally play, I think Bad Instincts is going to come out kind of on top on this lane because he usually likes to be the more aggressive laner, and Scion has the potential to do that if you use his E effectively. Trundle's not really going to be like ridiculous in that lane until he gets his ult, and even at that point, all Bad Instincts has to do is kind of just wait the ult out and let him heal off of it. I think the shining point of that lane is going to be in the later team fights when Trundle is going to have the advantage by ulting the Scion and going for the rest of the team, kind of just like blocking off the Scion, ignoring the peel for the most part. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be a pretty boring lane, excluding jungler ganks until we see more grouping happening.
I'm thinking the opposite. I think the Scion's going to try and push, and the Trundle can punish that pretty well with the potential for a Kai'Sa gank and an Ice Schlong getting thrown at Bad Instincts. But we will see. Looking at the jungle matchup, Kai'Sa versus Kindred, 2 ADs fighting each other for domination of the jungle. I would give the advantage here to Kai'Sa almost 100% of the time. After seeing how healthy that clear was and how just high damage Kai'Sa was and high impact it was during game 1, I expect to see the same out of Theatrix this game.
I kind of think both of them would do better if they swapped around to the other teams, because like Kindred's really good at chunking down tanks with their like percent damage that she gets from her marks, and Kai'Sa's really good at just like destroying squishy champions. So I think if they were switched around, both of them would perform better than they are on their teams. And at this point, going to be how they scale into late game. Is Kindred going to get her stacks, and is Kai'Sa going to get fed? And that's going to be determining who is better in the end of the game.
I think one of the things is Kindred is definitely one of those champions that can actually heavily counter a Kai'Sa. Just with that ultimate, being able to negate a lot of the burst damage that Kai'Sa likes to do, especially with the AP heavy build we've seen from Theatrics. So potentially that Kindred came out as that counter, but we will see how effective that can be this game. Looking at the mid lane, it looks to be Ziggs Jhin. I assume they're going to trade Misfortune and Jhin, but Ziggs, I think, has a pretty decent matchup here just with the amount of wave clear and safety that Ziggs has into any AD. And the ability maybe for the burst and the poke is pretty large. Quick swap at the top and mid, and then all the way back. Oh, there's the swap that we were looking for. All right, Jhin mid for Rob. But again, yeah, I think as Greg was saying, this is one of Rob's signature champions, so we might see some high pick potential. And Kai'Sa Jhin is a very potent combination.
Yeah, that's definitely pretty good because you got the super long range to just stun someone at, and then Kai'Sa can fly in. But I mean, I think it'd be super easy for them to bait the 7LS to bait with the Kindred ult. Kai'Sa flies into a stun target or a plasma target to get the ult kill, and then Kindred's just there and pops their ult. Kai'Sa can't do anything. She gets deleted as soon as the ult's down. GG.
Oh yeah, I mean, Jhin is just... There's so much CC to be had with that W. And if it hits, really, Kai'Sa is able to capitalize so heavily on it. I mean, any sort of damage and pick with that sets up her ultimate is just gonna it's just so insane, especially onto the squishies of Ziggs and Varus. Looking at the bottom lane, Jirachi hitting us up with the Varus, and Alistar for Violet Sociocat versus Misfortune from the Wilbrooks and Leona from Labyrinth 1898. We saw the same bot lane before, with the only difference being Morgana for Violet Sociocat being traded out for the Alistar.
I think the Alistar's a good pick here because Leona tries to E onto the carry, and then Alistar just headbutts them away, and they get out relatively safe. I think Allie's smart enough to know to hold the headbutt to wait for the Leona E, unless they're like able to get a headbutt pulverize really quickly. And just judging by the two different playstyles, I know Labyrinth is a pretty aggressive player all around, and Allie is a pretty methodical player. I think that 7LS will have the advantage in this bot lane as long as they play their cards right. Though if Leona gets a good EQ down, it's still a Leona fortune lane. It's going to do a ton of damage. 7LS just needs to look to like avoid that and mitigate that as much as they can.
Absolutely. I think part of the reason for the change too is not only was the Morgana having a little bit of a rough time in game 1, but game 2 they needed the second tank since they don't have it coming out of the jungle. So the Alistar definitely team comp friendly pick and very good in this lane, I think, versus the Leona. I think if Misfortune's able to kind of poke out the Varus and Leona's able to get a decent engage off, there could be some kills to be had for the side of TMI, but I still have to give the edge to 7LS in this bot lane because I think Jirachi and Violet Sociocat are extremely able to execute on their plan, where I don't think we've seen that yet from Labby and the Wilbrooks. It was a little bit shaky in the early game from them, with a couple of kills. I think it was 3 kills going over to the Varus in the early game last time. So...
Oh yeah. As much as I want to give it to my boy Labby, like,
yeah,
Allie and Rich have like a lot more experience in the bot lane than the other two do, and they're just all around a more solid bot lane that can play off of each other much better. And I think they know what they're looking to counter. They know what they're looking to go in for a bit more than the other two do. And judging by like Will's farm in the early stages of last game, I'm definitely going to give 7LS the bot lane advantage this game.
Yep, it seems like we are loading in the game now. Let me stop my champion select music for y'all. And we are seeing an option for, let's go over these masters really quick. We're seeing the new mastery, which I do not know the name of.
Conqueror.
The Conqueror mastery on Trundle. New Capaturk opting for Press the Attack. Arcane Comet for Ziggs. Standard Fleet Footwork for Jirachi. And a strong Aftershock for Valetsisicat. Meanwhile, Aftershock for Labyrinth. The Willbrooks with an Arcane Comet. A Fleet Footwork for Rob, a Press the Attack for Theatrics, and a Conqueror for Willbrooks. There we go. Alright, I will pause this game and we will begin at second number 30 here. One moment. Four, 25. Oh, wait. Huh. There we are. The beginning of the game, second number 30. There you go. Let's take a look at the most important thing about this game, the skins. Project Leona from Labyrinth, and Project Jin, I believe that is, from Rob. Wow, that Project Jin skin looks super sweet. Master Arcana Ziggs from All Dance Goku. Is that an Unchained Alistar? If I'm not mistaken.
Real quick, Fudgy, what's your timestamp at?
Oh, my timestamp is 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Is that correct? 33?
Okay, now we're synced.
Okay. There we
I
go.
was just a bit ahead.
That's alright. It looks like, again, we're going to opt for standard starts from the junglers, starting at blue buff for Theatrics and red buff for New Capaturk. Nothing too fancy going on. None of these level 1 picks that we've seen early on. So it looks like it'll be just pretty standard, cut and dry start from these junglers here. Not feeling as aggressive without the potential for a Morgana Q, and I think that the side of TMI is more prepared for it this time as well, bringing their top laner down for the initial minute or two.
I think that that Conqueror in the top lane kind of changes how I think about that matchup. I kind of forgot it existed because it's so new, but the ability to like jump in for a little bit and then do true damage is huge to a tank like Sion. Like, he's going to be able to do way more damage than I thought he was going to.
Yep, I'm definitely surprised. We're gonna see maybe a little bit more damage instead of the Grasp of the Undying build, which became pretty standard, I think, on Trundle in the early on. Rob, oh my goodness, taking
Jeez.
super low with that
you guys
at?
203, 204.
Let me know when you hit 234.
Okay. Ultimate
So,
Goku
yeah,
almost
that
going
happened, I
down to
reacted.
Jin W,
But like,
Deadly Flourish is not deadly enough. Nothing too. Oh, I should actually give you guys a scoreboard. How about that? There you go, friends.
wait. We're at 230, 231, 232, 233.
Yep,
There we go.
There you are.
We should be like within a second of each other.
Will the missile coming down to face New Capaturk. The Ashes flashing forward. New Capaturk flashing out. A W landing, but not quite enough damage. And a blue
That's a
maybe
lot of damage.
being stolen over. Let's take a look over there.
Let's see, we
Camera
saw
views.
a flash
The
from
Ashes-
both young
Oh,
there.
full channel getting off the bat. The Ashes getting super low. Blue buff coming in for the kill. Oh, not quite close enough. New Capaturk
Rocky,
going down to Rob. Sorry, everyone. The manual camera is necessary for some of these intense fights.
Damn.
But I think
So-
Theatrics did get the blue buff from that.
The actors did end up with it, yeah.
Oh.
Bad Instincts getting low. W,
Flash
Deadly
out.
Flourish, and good night, Bad Instincts.
And the flash. Oh.
Waste of a flash. We see 3 flashes there. We got both junglers and Sion.
Oh man.
Will Brooks actually getting
Oh, and the
low
Will
in that
Brooks.
bottom lane. almost dead. The Will Brooks' flash and heal going down. Not looking like the aggressive. Oh my goodness!
Oh!
Violent Sisuke with the flash headbutt. What is going on? This is an absolute fiesta.
Oh my!
What a play from Violet Sociocat. Really heads up.
I'm gonna clip that.
That was great. But again, great early game for the side of TMI. The invade working out fantastically. Rob roaming at a great time, taking advantage of the Jin early game with the W and everything. So great job.
Yep, it looks like the gold's being distributed pretty well. Rob getting a little bit more of it. The issue is the kill on is for the Alistar won't necessarily be that impactful in that battle.
You know, if you think about it, with Theatrix build being what it is, the triple AD is not the end of the world.
Oh no, they have plenty of AP, I think, coming out of Theatrix.
And the true damage from Trundle.
And the true damage from Trundle, yep. I don't think, I still expect to see...
old Scion, you know?
Yeah, I still expect to see a few pairs of Ninja Tabi, potentially, coming out from the side of 7LS, but...
Oh yeah.
The 3 AD comp could really work out because not many of them do damage with auto attacks, let's be honest.
7LS really need to focus on winning this early game if they can. TMI need to focus on that. Just because 7LS, once they get the frozen hard, and you know all that good stuff, it's gonna be hard to do much against it.
Absolutely. Do we see Will of Missile canceling the Q from Scion?
I love it.
And the Conqueror coming out, doing a little bit more damage than maybe Bad Instinct expected.
Yeah, I think the Trundle was a great pick, actually. I think they knew exactly what they wanted from it. They knew Sebastian was going to be on some kind of tank, so why not get him on a Trundle just to be counter to it and, you know, have it for a good time.
Okay, so maybe looking down this bottom lane for Labby to make an engage. We will see, we will see. Labby making an engage on the Violet Sociocat, but not too much happening. Kaisa's down there. It looks like Violet Sociocat's getting kind of low, but Labyrinth is also taking a lot of damage. Theatrix whiffing on the W, and Jirachi dealing enough return damage to get them to back off. Will the Missile absolutely wrecking with that ice. What's the official name of that ability? Ice Pillar?
Icicle Dick?
Icicle Dick.
Icicle Dick, obviously.
At
The
you,
giant
Dylan
ice
Hortensi.
wand.
At you.
Yes.
Oh, baby.
Oh shit, here we go. Rob's level 5 though.
Rob,
Rob missed a stun.
Oh, Rob going down.
If he would have hit that stun, he would have won that, but he missed it because of the Kindred Q.
Yep, a little bit of an outplay there from New Capaturk, and Rob just kind of allowing himself to deal a little bit less damage than maybe he could have if he opted out of that W. Very close.
So, anyone watching both streams, give us the status of the SGN.
If
you can summarize their match in one sentence, how would you do so?
Will the Missile getting caught out in a flash away from the fight?
So an early game that started off very well for TMI is slowly coming back in 7LS's favor. Obviously, Jirachi again, very much ahead of Will Brooks and Farm, making the Misfortune a very, you know, a not factor, to be honest.
Yeah, Misfortune is definitely one of those champions where you want to get ahead.
And Kindred, does Kindred have any stacks yet? Kindred's sitting at...
I can't see that. That's
one stack?
One
stack.
Whole stack.
So...
Seems good to me.
Yeah, so obviously 7LS late game is very, very, very strong. But...
Absolutely.
They've got a big snowball with that one stack.
It's starting. Altis Goku taking that little bit of a... Ooh, Altis Goku taking a lot of damage to Rob. Going pretty low. Oh, damn!
Oh!
Theatrix just with the ultimate in and slay Instinct Goku. Apologies.
Yeah, I think that's great that they got that up the after.
I love how the directed camera moved away right before the auto attack that killed Ult Instinct Goku.
The directed camera is extremely good at that.
I kind of thought he got away until like I saw the kill feed on
I hate that too.
I try and manual cam it a little bit sometimes, but yeah, the directed camera definitely has some issues.
I mean, you can't help it when it like hops up with no warning in like half a second.
Rob kind of looking to steal this blue buff right here. New Capaturk going in on Rob, trying not to give it over. The
got red buff, so...
Oh, flash over from Beatrix. Newcap, they're getting rooted, and a good night.
Oh.
Here comes the curtain. Bad Instinct's ultimate again. Beatrix going down to that. Will the Missile giving him the ice pillar. Oh, Bad Instincts. Good night. Will the Missile was able to take him down. So that is a good old-fashioned 2-for-1. Beatrix going down, and Newcap, Turk, and Bad Instincts eating the dirt.
Yeah, so I think if New Kappa Turk was level 6 there, that would have been a way better fight for 7LS, but the fact that he wasn't, they just didn't have enough to deal with the damage from TMI, and then the Jin ulti come out, the curtain call obviously picking up a kill and a lot of damage, and I think TMI just played it better. They knew exactly their level 6s, and they knew that they had the damage.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the damage was pretty obvious. Ultimate Labyrinth going in, but Violet Sissycat answering the Roam with some big damage on Rob. Good night, Rob. Good night. Almost all instant Goku. Jirachi coming in with that clutch heal, saving him, and Labyrinth goes down as well. A disaster for the side of the meme incarnate.
Oof. Yeah. It's just unfortunate. It's a good pick there. Yeah, are you able to maybe pick up this first tier turret here?
Yeah. It looks like with these 4 champions, you'd expect it to be.
Trundle's getting to pick up the first tower, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kindred is up to 2 hunts now.
Hey!
The snowball's beginning. That's like plus 10 range or something.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to those in chat that are watching us and not PMASGN. You obviously like us more.
Obviously.
It's because I'm cute, isn't it?
We should still use PMA LCS2.
Oh my goodness, and then straight to the Infernals rig to be taken just in it for the blue team. 7-Os. Wow. They got a lot of advantage, but they're actually still behind in gold? Is that all the first turret? That is the first turret and top lane farm, I believe. As well as the farm in the jungle. Giving them that slight advantage in gold. Oh, which has just been taken away.
Yes, very close though. One's gonna pick up this wave here, something he desperately needs. I would just freeze it. At that point, you know?
Freeze that big of a wave? It's kind of tough to freeze that big of a wave.
I mean,
Beatrix hits some damage on ultimates, goes throwing out the ultimate. Nothing going on, and good night, Rub with the third shot to take him out.
Oh. Yeah, great damage there. Again, Theatrics showing that Kaisa Junko is legit. It has a ton of damage. It has a lot of good follow-up with the ultimate, and obviously with Jin, you know, the amount of poke they have together, it's just great.
Yeah, it's just an insane amount of damage, especially once we come up on the mid game here as we hit about 11:30.
Kaisa W and Jin W, both kind of like the same ability in a little bit of ways. Not the same ability, but similar abilities.
Yeah, similar abilities. I
Oh
agree.
my.
Looks like they're going to. It looks like the meme incarnate is looking to take away a stack from Kindred, make sure that she can't get it. Kindred's just gonna say, "I don't need that stack. I'm gonna head topside and try and make a play."
Oh, by the way, Guy Fury saying scouting 7LS. Just to clarify for those that know, he's not referring to 7LS the team. He's referring to 7 lovely shoutcasters. Just left 30, so it's just us 3. So thanks, Eric. We appreciate the shout out, dude.
I love how for a second there we were seeing TMI with about a 1k gold lead, even though Will is at a 1k gold deficit over his laner.
Yeah.
Hey, it's pretty close.
I'm excited to see how they play these mid to late game team fights from the side of TMI.
Wow.
I feel like they have so many ways of playing them. You know, with Misfortune ulti front up T fight, or Theatrics flanking with a landed W by Rob. You know, ultimate on Labby. They just have so many different ways to engage and fight. I'm interested to see how they're gonna, you know, try to play around it.
Almost Goku 7 HP
7
on that blue buff. That was real close.
That's a tilter.
That is a little bit of a tilter. I agree.
Right, AFK.
Flash away from Labby.
Flash.
Or flash away from Labby by Jirachi. Get away from that Leon ultimate. That's a pretty big cooldown.
I'm surprised Jirachi didn't opt to go for something like.
Well, Sissycat getting stunned up, but dealing a lot of damage to Theatrics. Headbutting Theatrics right in the ultimate Goku, and Theatrics getting close to going down. Ultimate comes out, and
Oh,
Camera takes us away.
Directed
And
camera
Theatrics-
hates us.
Theatrics just leaves. Yeah, directed camera. Not a fan of the TMI LCS.
Yeah, directed camera. Screwed us hard.
See,
That's just,
like,
again, tanking some of these.
directed camera just knows
Oh.
when nothing's gonna happen, and I think it's
Yeah.
a big fan of the "to be continued" meme.
Yeah,
And
Yeah, it
It
is.
just wants to make huge clips for like you to edit with the "to be continued."
Honestly, where you
yeah.
at?
So we see here. I'm gonna do some jerky old directed cam. Let's see. Bot lane is going to try and take down some damage on this tower, while mid lane is being sieged by 5 members of 7LS. Yep, I think their bot lane should back. Tier 2 mid is a pretty significant objective to give up for bot tier 3.
I've got to rewatch this on the stream. What did that Scion hit?
I'm not actually sure.
I think he hit the Trundle wall.
Did
Oh
he?
man, do we have another
I'm gonna add one. I'm gonna
If
add
we do,
one.
this counts. This counts off. You have
This
to admit
counts.
it.
I'm gonna look at. It was weird because he hit it while he was in front of it. I'm gonna rewatch the
So I'm gonna
clip.
go back and look. General Dill, be our scientist,
Oh,
please.
I'm watching it as well.
Okay. So
Whoa! No, wait.
and
He hit the Trundle and then the Trundle got headbutted out.
Oh.
Oh, I will update the stats to reflect.
That does not
See-
count though.
He was in front of the pillar and then he ulted the Trundle at point blank and then the Trundle got headbutted.
Yep. The stats now reflect what actually happened. 2 Scions in the booster walls. Jirachi getting
Oh,
flashed
nice
on
flash.
by
Yes,
the
the
Will
flash
Brooks
out.
and going straight into
Oh.
the grave.
That's a
Will Brooks and Laddie putting him
That's
6
a massive.
under.
Oh no! Push it! What? No! No.
Why would you push the wave when you could back?
Right, exactly. But that's a huge advantage for TMI right there. They're able, they're just able to pick up a kill on this lane where they were so out of it. I mean, the first game, Will Brooks was so far behind at this point, but now he's, you know, it's only 20 farm, not the end of the world, still manageable with the rest of his team doing well across the board.
Yep, and that's just one of the disadvantages of your support roaming while their support stays in the lane, especially when it's a Leona, and you kind of
Exactly.
need some peel. So Rich just getting kind of caught out there under that tower, going down. Alden
So,
Skill,
General
wave
Jill is
clear.
saying, why Black Cleaver rush on Trundle instead of Titanic Hydra? Anyone have any thoughts?
Black
It's
Cleaver-
because, like, if he reduces their armor, he steals less armor, which is why, like, pure Titanic Hydra is better, because when you steal the armor, they have less, and you still have raw stats.
There's also the
Right.
potential that Trundle didn't want to push the wave. All the time. A little bit of a pick here from Valentosicat, and Bad Instincts making some plays. Theatrix going low, Theatrix going down to Valentosicat. That was just all tank damage. New Cap Turk getting the flash out of the missile. A fail flash, and here comes Scion getting ice pillared! That's the ultimate. There's +1, fam. There's
But,
+1.
Another thing with that is, with the Trundle building Conqueror, you don't really need the armor shred that Black Cleaver gives you, because Conqueror gives you true damage to begin with.
That was hilarious.
Scion into boost balls 3.
That was an Austin ulti.
The counter has been updated. Valentosicat going for a dive at Labby under the tower. Kind of
What?
headbutting the wrong way and then dying.
What is?
That looked interesting. Good
Alright.
execution from Labby and Rob.
Can we get an exclamation point cheese in chat for that one?
Yeah, that's an exclamation point teasing shit. Rob flashing forward, getting stunned by Ultimate Goku.
They don't have a turret. They're
Such
not
a
gonna
R!
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
goodness! Rob getting low, but the Hex Drinker passive, that's a mastery. Kicking in.
Yeah,
for
that
some of
see
this
that's
game.
where you go coup de grace as your secondary and you just get the kill.
Always coup de grace.
Mistake. That's a cheese build I've been doing on Ziggs lately. It's pretty fun.
I only go coup de grace because it's French. I love the French. They smell and they eat baguettes.
Oh man. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how these team fights have been paying out so far. Seems like you have to give the advantage to 7-0 just because of their engage, but again, you know, honestly, similar of Game 1, Valentosicat having some questionable engages leading to TMI getting opportunities where they shouldn't.
And maybe it's just a lack of commitment from the rest of her team that could be causing that. It just looks so questionable. But the headbutt in the opposite direction from the team it was just so strange. Maybe something's going on with Allie that we can't see, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's communication issues or something.
It could be a number of factors hurting. A bunch of
but she still does have the engage here, you know, obviously other times. So obviously it's enough to combat. They are down 1k gold though. 2k if you kind of look at it that way. Rounded up.
2k it looks like. Just off the back of Rob being so far ahead in kills.
I think we just had a donation.
It was me.
Hey, I didn't even see it. Oh wait.
From Salty Sciato.
Here we go. A little bit of action, but nothing too fancy happening. In that river. And some more pushing in the mid lane. Good old fashioned pushing in the mid lane. It never gets old.
This matchup has now cost me $15 from bad Scion ults.
Did you donate for the Trundle one?
Yes.
All
That's
right.
what that was for.
It's respectable.
I'm sorry if that didn't show up. Let me double check my stream.
It showed up on stream.
Okay, perfect.
I watched it.
Awesome.
My message was, this stream keeps taking all my lunch money and I can't afford lunch anymore.
Labby getting the clutch ultimate, maybe getting away. Oh, not even that close. One for the Will the missile coming up from the side. Big damage onto Bad Instincts. The ultimate coming out. Will the missile getting taken out, and Bad Instincts getting taken into the wall. Bad Instincts
God
just
damn it!
out. And this is Scion to Boost the Walls number 4, updating the stream.
I don't know. I mean, I don't
He
know.
totally hit that pillar there.
Oh. Nice pickup for New Kappa Turk. So 7LS kind of taking a commanding lead here, picking up another kill, and looks like they're getting a lot of the objectives, including the red buff. But do we even count that? Because you said it's like not big plays. Because in game, I think that was a block. I think Will the Missile's doing that intentionally because he knows he can stop it.
No, he totally got Trundle pillared in the middle of his ult right there.
I know,
Also,
but you don't think
by
that was
the
because
way-
Will the Missile put it there to stop him? You think he ulted into the pillar like an idiot?
No. The pillar got put there, like, in the middle of it. That totally counts as, like, what I was saying.
That's us again saying, let's do this Baron. The rest of the team saying, heck no, Allie, what are you thinking? And backing off.
I know how Will plays, and I only took this, like, donation challenge upon me because I know I have the money to keep up with Will's habits.
Oh my gosh, that was a lot of damage. The Cleaver Scion.
Yeah,
So I want to get back to the Cleaver on Trundle. I think it's unnecessary too, especially because there's only one tank. And you don't really count Alistar, to be honest. Only one tank on the side of 7OS. Anonymous donated $5.
The name was fuck, and the description was fuck.
Oh.
Sorry, Anonymous.
I guess it doesn't respect that. Sorry. You get blacklisted.
You have been banned from r/Pyongyang.
Thank God.
If anyone gets that meme.
Sorry, man. I do not get that meme.
It's good. It's
Another
a good
time.
old-fashioned Reddit meme.
So, dead even in gold, actually. Oh, no, we're not.
Dead
Oh,
even
no, we
in
are
gold.
again. At
Dead even
22
in
minutes
kills.
in.
One tower down.
I'm ready to see Theatrics pop off, dude. I think he got the warm-up game. This is like C-Van in this series. He got the warm-up game where he did really well, but he lost. And in the second game, he just popped off and they won.
Oh yeah, this is the pop-off game for sure.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Yep, we're seeing just a little bit of wave clear. What do you think the paths to victory of this game? A dragon up in 13 seconds. Let me check on the nature of that dragon. It is an earth dragon. That could go over to either side, but the Baron is clearly the focus in the eyes of the naming planet.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Will the Missile getting caught out and headbutted into the team. Will the Missile pressing R, pressing Q, going down! And so much damage coming from the Ziggs. And New Cabin Turk using that clutch ultimate to save everyone. Oh my goodness, it is a clean ace
Oh yeah.
for the side of, Lee Sin, whatever.
Yeah. But yeah. Back,
Yeah, they just took like no damage.
but,
Is this the
crazy.
first FF we're gonna see in the PMALC?
Wow!
Yeah.
That was just a really good team fight for them. They played the
back
top
to what
well.
you were saying on the priority. Like, yeah, Baron is definitely a better priority than Earth Dragon because basically both of them do the same things. They give you extra damage towards turrets. And
True.
if you gotta prioritize one or the other, like either you can rush the Earth Dragon when they're preoccupied with like stopping your Baron, or you just get the Baron and you do way more damage to turrets than turn onto the Earth Grade like they're doing right now.
Yeah, I mean it looks really good for the side of 7LS. Just the amount of
usually.
damage they were able to put on
Whoa.
that Trundle early and get rid of that tank just allowed them to melt the squishies on the side of the car.
As far ahead as they are, Kindred is only at 5 stacks.
Yeah, I don't know if Trundle was sitting on a lot of gold or what, but he just got blown up very quickly. Not that tanky, only with the Visage and obviously the Cleaver first item, so gonna be looking to maybe avoid those kind of engages again.
Yeah, just a little bit aggressive, I think, and then the Alistar being able to change the position of a champion so quickly. I mean, it's just absolutely key there for the team fight victory, I think. The headbutt into the team, into the damage, let Trundle go bye-bye, and 3 of them standing in the ultimate of Ziggs as well. This was pretty rough.
What's the next dragon we're seeing?
The next dragon in this game will be the Air Dragon.
Cloud,
I was looking
yeah.
for an ocean, one of them all. But no.
Who needs ocean when you can get speed?
Is that like a reference to the drug, or? I guess
No,
we'll-
like Cloud Drake is just
tune in
better.
next time.
Tune in next time.
I think Cloud is the most under-tuned dragon right now because they upped the. I mean, Ocean's the most under-tuned. Cloud got upped.
Cloud did get up. Nuke after dodging some of these American sniper bullets, and Jin's just gonna sit there with the ultimate and get hit a little bit by the ultimate from Ziggs. So, Ruffs and Labyrinth looking pretty low on that side, and then the rest of the champions are pretty much at full health, so this should be a clean turret for Jirachi. But oh, a big bullet time coming out from Misfortune, channeling it. Does quite a bit of damage, but not quite enough. Alistar with the unstoppable coming in. Oh, everybody's going down. Oh no.
Yeah. I think we've just seen the win condition that 7LS has, and that's that they are way more tanky than the enemy team.
They are some thick champions, boy, dude. Clap.
Not to mention, Will has the lower CS than the entire enemy team minus their
That's
support.
just the game. I was excited for another Meme Fest Spectacular,
Wow.
but that was just a pretty clean game from 7LS.
That was not nearly as eventful.
Well, let me say, because I know both teams will be watching these VODs. Because of both of your efforts combined, the PMALCS has earned an extra $20 from
yeah.
Oh,
Misplayed Scion ult, so you all should both feel good about that.
Well played, everyone. Let me go right here and alrighty. We will now say, what do you think was the MVP for that, or who rather do you think was the MVP for that game? I think that was a rather clean game overall from the side of 7LS. But
You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Nate. Go ahead, Nate.
I think I would give it to, honestly, Violet Sociocat. Looked really strong in that game. And you know she does a lot of the shot calling. And the objective rotations that game were really on point. And so that's kind of why I would think Violet Sociocat really did a good job here. Let me bring up some of the stats for this game as well.
Alright, so I was gonna vote for Jirachi until they made the comment in Twitch chat trying to call themselves out, trying to brag, so now I am not voting for Jirachi. Instead, I'm giving it to my boy Bad Instincts.
I'm giving it to Bad Instincts as well because it's because of him and his failed couple of alts that took $10 out of my bank account.
Amen. And that's why I'm giving it to Bad Instincts. So, yep, it is what it is. You don't have to agree with me, but that is I am swayed by money. I mean, my name was Bill Clinton. Blowjobs and money.
It's fine. Like, the prize pool for this mid-split will totally go to not your president in the end.
Absolutely, we're the best team in the split. Don't count us out.
I'm not afraid to spend money when it's going back to me in the end of the split.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, God. Let's go. Let's go. So who was MVP game 1? Goku. Goku, that's who it was. We're good. So, get your votes in. Bad Instincts with the most votes so far. Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
I'll be right back. I'll be back
He
in time for the
deserves it.
interview.
Not really well played from both teams, I think.
If anyone has any questions, go ahead and put it in chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll answer all questions on any subject you want.
Any subject. Let's see. I'm throwing on some good old-fashioned lo-fi hip-hop radio because I love anime and memes. How tiny is Eric 7's peen? Greg, will you answer that question?
Very tiny.
Very tiny. He has no peen, says Guy Fieri.
Ouch.
Guy Fieri, that's a little aggressive.
Yeah, that's a little rude, man.
To be honest,
I don't think that's the kind of behavior we want to see from our mods.
Yeah, I mean, they might give the
Not
mod status to
embarrassing if
me
you
in a
ask
little
me.
while. Who knows? For only
Wait.
$72 an hour, you can have
But-
this
Yeah,
mod.
yeah.
If
I think it's about time we make the Fudgy Fieri
The
switch.
Fudgy Fieri Swapperoni.
I don't know, like, but Eric's saying you have no peen, but like, is 1 inch really a peen? I think Eric may be slightly right on this one.
Hey Eric, I'll see you in 2 weeks, buddy. We can duke this out when we meet in person. Hey, James, you're my hometown friend. You live with me in.
So is the other match going on the other channel still? So I'm gonna go check right now, and while I'm looking, we'll close the votes here in a second.
James, why? Sorry, why haven't we met up? Yeah, I'm tilted.
Alright, so they are live on PMASGN. I might convince them to come to LCS. But I'll... Yeah. So, yeah.
After this,
We'll close the vote here.
Quick
It's a landslide.
Alright. So, if you are Nolan or Bad Instincts, go ahead and jump up into the player of the game interviews, and we'll be up there in 1 minute once we see you guys both up there. Hopefully you're watching.
Once we think of some questions for you.
Oh,
Chat,
yeah.
also ruminate on your options for questions that you can ask.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have good questions. For
I have bad
Bad
questions.
Instincts.
I have great questions. So how did they deal on? How do you think they deal with a team with 2 instincts? There's bad instincts and there's ultimate instincts.
Let's go jump up. We ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Hey.
I really think that Baron fight was
All right. Congratulations to Bad Instincts and Ultra Instinct Goku for the 2-game player of the games. Congratulations, guys, and nice win today.
Appreciate it.
I guess we can. Captains want to come in too. They can. So Jirachi and Labby, if you're still listening, you are more than welcome to come in and meme around. It's all giant meme, especially at that first game. There's no more rules. We can just do whatever we want at this
That first game was the biggest meme of my life.
All right. So I'll start off with a question. So this is kind of just for both of you guys. I just want to kind of get an overall idea of on your thoughts of the overall match. You know, obviously the first game being kind of a meme fest and the second game being a little cleaner. What are your thoughts after everything? How are you feeling about that one?
I mean, so the first game, it was kind of, you know, we try to throw it as hard as we can down, down the, what's it called? Down the field, but unfortunately they just couldn't catch. And yeah, we ended up coming out with that win. Like the game 2 from last week, and then game 1 from this week, it was just like overall just like as sloppy as you can play it and literally win with like your ass backwards kind of thing. So the second game we just decided to, you know, really fine tune some things and say, hey, you know what, these are our goals, try and hit them as much as you can, and hey, it ended up being a lot cleaner. But yeah, it's not good for the heart playing with this team, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I swear it wasn't good for my heart either. You guys will hear some sick voice cracks. Go back and watch that VOD. Because apparently Greg wanted me to do play-by-play. But my question for you two is, how do you deal with 2 instincts on your team?
You got this one, Nolan.
All right. Well, I'm obviously the Ultra Instinct, and he's just Ultra Instinct. I'm still working on acquiring Mastered Ultra Instinct.
You haven't quite ascended to that past the God tier level that Goku
No,
has?
Nope. I'm still fighting Kefla. Still trying to work some shit out.
Yeah, I got you. You haven't quite upgraded to the what the fuck is his name?
Mastered Ultra Instinct.
Yeah.
No, I just need all my teammates to die first, and then I can quite a. Them, they just need to cheer me from behind so I can.
Then
so I can
you
acquire
dodge even auto attacks.
Yeah.
Follow-up
Right,
question:
so-
why haven't you started maining Jax if you're trying to Ultra Instinct Goku?
I think you mean why haven't I started playing Super Saiyan Nasus?
Super Saiyan Nasus.
Oh yeah. All right, I have a question for Bad Instincts.
Hey, what's up?
Were you aware that I was donating $5 every time Scion Ult hit a spawned wall, or were you just being bad?
Actually, that was just like really good play from the Trundle. Like I don't understand. Like especially that second to last fight where I was zoning off like all 3 of the carries. Like he literally flashed to get in range of hitting me with that wall. So I don't know what you want from me at that point. But
I want my $10 back.
I can't give it to you, man.
Alright, we have a question from chat. What inspired your respective skin choices during these games?
I have no money.
I only have Hextech and Evia, and I like Master Arcanus more than Snowday.
Uh-oh. We see an Adam Hall entering this chat.
Kaisa Jungle is top tier.
Oh, there it is.
Kaisen Jungle, honestly, game 1 looked really good. Game 2 fell a little bit
You know what?
short.
Wait, he says that, but is anything theatrics top tier?
Dang.
Anyway,
Shut him
does
down.
anyone have any other questions?
I think my curiosity has been satisfied. Chat, has your curiosity been satisfied? I don't see any other questions coming out.
We'll give it like 8 seconds.
Oh, I have a
We have
question.
stream delay.
Go for
So
it.
game number 2, you guys saw the Jin picked up in Champ Select. Did you know that was for Rob mid? And did
Yeah.
you think Will was gonna go Ziggs, and that's why you picked up the Ziggs? Like, what
Wait.
happened on that?
Wait, what? No. What? What? No. As soon as we saw the Jin, or I'm sorry, as soon as we saw the Misfortune, we were like, oh, okay, it's a Jin mid. And they tried to play us at
Wait, what? They saw
Champ Select.
Misfortune.
Huh?
They picked Jin before Misfortune.
Whatever it was, we knew what it was like before they even went for the like little switch or whatever. We knew it was a Jin mid because, I mean, Will had just played Misfortune like that last game, and then all of us collectively were like, yeah, if that's a Misfortune top, I mean, they just automatically lose. So it wasn't really much of a scare tactic. So
No, I just wanted to play Ziggs. I thought it would contribute more to
Yeah.
our team fights and wave clear better.
Yeah.
A little more mobile, so
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
then point out Nazareth for a Vel'Koz.
I have a question.
Also, I just have a general announcement.
Oh.
Whoever does the pick ban for every single team that's obviously not my team, and you ban the Alawi, just know that you make Siren Delphi cry a tear every single time, because I have not yet used that fucking skin on stream.
Aww.
Yeah, so feel
Thank
bad
you.
about yourself.
I
Hashtag
all of
here.
us feeling bad about ourselves. I think we can take this stream to a close.
wait. I have a question
Oh.
for Bad X Instinct and Ultra Instinct Goku. Which team in the Black Division are you most afraid of, and why is it not our president?
Yeah, the real question here.
Well, why are we scared of you guys? We're mainly scared of Greg's ears because of the autistic screeching that Austin does on a daily basis in every single match.
Oh my
So, you know, that's what we're really most afraid of is our president, you know, going deaf.
I'm just excited to watch in game the Cyan ulting into the walls and Tristana failing her jumps over the walls. I'm a big fan of the wall. In case you didn't notice,
Hey, your guys'
Also,
skins
wait, what's
aren't
Pink
even
Floyd?
that good.
most successful album, The Wall.
Alright. Well,
Pretty
thank
good.
you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for playing a couple of great games. Thank you, chat, for joining us. And head on over to PMASGN where they will be streaming the other game for PMA LCS. Thank you so much.